Hello, my name is Ashley Adams, and I just got out of a psych ward in Auburn Medical Center, and I just wanted to talk about the gang stalking and harassment that happened there. Um, excuse me. First of all, prior to being charged into, excuse me, I'm sorry. Prior to being charged into Auburn Medical Center, there were reptilians. I believe they were reptilians. Calling me a hoe everywhere I go, and everybody can hear it around me, and it's not just me like hearing the voices, and I can see people's lips moving. It was also clones, not just reptilians, and the train speakers also down by Othello. So what had been going on in the psych ward was there was people saying that, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I just woke up. It's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, and I didn't really get sleep because I have the first night jitters because I got a motel because I have nowhere to stay right now, and I don't know where I'm gonna stay after this because I got kicked out by the people working with the clones and the reptilians. They also gave away all my stuff. They gave away all my stuff. They told me I had 60 days to vacate my stuff, and they gave away my things. So they called me a go. They had a weird. Sorry, the water's dripping. They had a weird language they were speaking in that I've never heard people speak in, the medical professionals at Auburn Medical Center. I have papers to prove that I was at Auburn Medical Center, so if anybody wants to see that, you can just DM me. So they were saying I was a go. They were saying I've never heard anybody use the term a go. They were saying whore Ashley. They were saying I'm free, as in I give away my body for free. And then they use hate after they say free, or they say hate by itself. So the food, I found 2 hairs in 2 separate meals. On 2 separate occasions, I found old corn and old shredded chicken and next to my potatoes in my meal, and nobody had corn and potatoes. They were bullshitting with my food at first until they realized that I might take them to court. And then also the turkey and mashed potatoes looked inhuman and made me regurgitate the first day. When I got there, no one else got sick, but I ate half of it and threw up immediately onto my plate in front of the camera. I know it was the mashed potatoes and turkey, but because that's what I ate. October 25th or the 26th, I don't remember, 3 a.m. approximately, I started hearing whirring in the ceiling. I believe that I was being monitored by a gadget that was in my ceiling. I was going through the same thing at my old address at 3004 in Renton. They also use the word busted a lot. No, I'm not hair, and they keep calling me hair. That's another thing. They call me hair. Because I just heard the reptilians, they're invisible, calling me hair. I noticed my legs are sitting open in my head, and at 6:32 on November 3rd, and this Asian lady that works there with the glasses, she's like, busted. I believe her name is Louise. 8:20 November 4th, this lady named Jules is in the med room saying that I hate myself. They love to say that I hate myself. I hate myself. They repeat it over and over again. Talking about patients in front of other patients. November 4th. That has nothing to do with gang stalking, but it just reveals how unprofessional they are. How more unprofessional they are. Let me hold my phone with my left hand instead. Elizabeth calls me Whore Ashley on November 4th. And while she's talking to Tamika, a patient, Michael, November 5th. He's a man that always smelled sweaty. He's a patient, like I said. He said she needs to go away, Hathor. The lady Sandy was like, she needs to stay here. Then Alexi, they all work night shifts, calls me a hoe at 4:58 a.m. 5:06 a.m. Sandy calls me disgusting. They call me disgusting a lot. Like I said, it's not only people, it's not only invisible voices, it's actual people, things. I'm not going to call them people, but they're entities in bodies. I don't know if they're entities or what they are, or just like robots with skin. Girl, I don't know. Okay. Megan said, all right, bitch, to me at 8:11 a.m. on November 5th. It might have been caught on camera because of where she walked. I don't know if it was. Don't quote me. Ramona throwing a paper airplane on November 6th. I'm not holding nuts, y'all, but riding on the back of Ramona, riding on the back of a food cart. November 6th. That has nothing to do with gang stalking right now. After I thought something in my brain about not having a clock in my brain because they were making fun of me for not knowing the time and calling me stupid. Something about circadian. Patty was saying something about circadian rhythm, and that's why I started thinking about times. And then Ramona says, or one of the people there that worked there say, she wants a clock in her brain. Kill her. November 6th, I wake up to people talking shit about me. They wake me up at the same time every morning to the point where I needed sleep meds, and they blame it all on me and say it's something wrong with say I'm chemically imbalanced, but they talk about me every morning. They acted like they were doing a lice treatment on one of the Asian patients there. Her name is Leah. And you notice when they were done, they had no lice treatment on their hands. The bottle was not used. The comb was not dirty. There was no lice treatment anywhere, and you could not smell lice treatment anywhere. You couldn't smell lice treatment anywhere in sight. So I get spiritual confirmations, and mostly when I'm right, I scratch on the right, but since they know that I'm making the video, they're saying things in the background to make it say no, so they're making me scratch on the left. I just thought I'd mention that if anybody knows about that. I don't know if you guys heard the word hate just now, but I heard it. 5:04 a.m. on November 7th, Rachel yells that the Asian lady Leah has bugs in her hair yelling down the hall, which is a breaching patient confidentiality, and they're not being considerate of sleeping patients. One of the days, I'm not the only one hearing whirring in the ceiling. There was an Asian lady that heard whirring coming from the ceiling as well, and she said something to me about it. I believe she was just trying to empathize with me, or she knew that I would hear it, and they didn't want me to make a big fuss about it, so they already wanted to have me to have that in my head. I was put in seclusion because I'm gonna mention the bad too. I was put in seclusion because every morning that I wake up, I eat 2 cereals, 2 rice checks, and 2 brown sugars, and 1 milk. And everybody gets 2 cereals but me. And when I asked, they were like, Leonard was like, you shouldn't compare yourself to other patients. So that kind of pissed me off. These are temporary tattoos, by the way. I got them at the incentive store in Auburn. They're both coming off as a butterfly And oh, it's a moon with an astronaut on it. Um, yeah, so when they put me in seclusion, the lady was staring at me, so I just started dancing in front of the window, and they decided to cover it up because they're like, she wants attention. The lady's arguing with me in the seclusion room, calling me fake and all this and all that. Yeah, she's like arguing with a mental patient. I don't know what that's about. They're really weird there. All right, and let's see. Not only were the people that worked there were a plant, the patients were a plant. So if somebody thinks about charging you to Auburn Medical Center, if you hear that you're going to be taken to Auburn Medical Center, you're a psych patient, don't go there. Don't go to Ballard Swedish, because the same thing happened to me there. I just don't have documentation in my journal. Same thing happened to me at Fairfax. I don't have documentation in my journal. Been to Fairfax, Ballard Swedish, then Auburn Medical Center. Don't have documentation of the two written in my journal, but the same type of thing happened to me there, and it's straight up weird, man. Yep, my name is Ashley Nicole Adams again. Born 7/14. I don't know if I should give out my year. I don't know if I want all my business out there. But, yeah, thank you for watching my video.